Well, all right. Welcome in, everybody. It is Sunday. It is the 21st of September, and I'm Chris Allen. This is 270 Weather, sponsored by RNR Controls. RNR Controls, Barry Connolly and his family, his staff, which is a lot of his family. This is a family run business, been this way for 40 years, since 1985. They have taken care of not only residential, but commercial properties as far as making sure they have heating, cooling, ventilation, automation, and generators. We haven't talked much about generators lately. The Generac, of course, the Cadillac of generators, if you will. But R&R Controls knows how to install, how to maintain, and right now is the time if you want to have your generator checked, whether it's at your home, whether it's at your business. If you want to have it checked to make sure that it is running the right way and it's ready for the cold winter months ahead, and they're coming. Even though you can look outside right now and you can be outside thinking, winter, I'm not even thinking of winter. Well, everybody else is. Just go into a department store. They're already talking about Halloween. And in some cases, you'll already see some Christmas displays. They're thinking about the holidays. They're thinking about the cold air. They're thinking about the changes coming. So why not you? Just don't put it off. I would hate for anybody in my audience that listens to me and knows that this weather is a lot about common sense. And it's about thinking ahead, and it's about just doing the right thing at the right time and not putting it off. Why not do this? Why not call R&R Controls? They can handle it. You know the number because I've done it in a way to where it's memorized. It should be memorized. It should be memorable to you, and that's why I do it this way. If you're new to the podcast and you've not heard me talk about R&R Controls, let me just assure you that when you make that phone call, they're going to come to your house, they're going to come to your business, they're going to come to wherever you have these issues, and they'll take care of it. 270 777 2024. That's R&R Controls. 270 777 2024. With R&R Controls, whether it's heating, cooling, automation, ventilation, generator service, you will never be without. All right, let's get into it. Good evening, Sunday, September 21st. I'm Chris Allen. Last day of summer. Now, I know for some of you, you're like, where did summer go? Why does summer have to leave? And I'm one of those people that's like, yes, summer is gone. Summer is leaving. Summer is exiting. Bye bye. Bye bye, summer, because I want you gone. The older I get, the more I feel this way. I don't know about you guys. And I know the younger crowd. If you're the younger crowd watching, thank you for watching. But when I was younger, I loved summer too. I could stay out in it all day and it didn't bother me a bit. But now, ugh, I cannot stand it. It's Well, it's a combination, the heat and humidity. That's the part I can't stand. Mostly the humidity. When the dew points start running high in the 60s and 70s, and then combine that with temperatures in the 90s, I'm out. I am in the AC. I'm spoiled, and I hate to say that because that's not the way my parents nor my grandparents raised me. They raised me to get by with a fan, box fan, floor fan, or one of those fans that oscillate, that sit on your table and just oscillate. That's what I grew up with. And it wasn't until probably the late 70s, early 80s did we even convert over to an air conditioner. And we lived here, well, Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, in that general area. So uh it was like I'm okay with just a fan, but now I'm not. I am done with this heat and humidity. So we're going to get rid of it. And even better news, we're getting the rain that we need. And it's going to come in spurts this week. And some of it, some of you are going to get some heavy rainfall. I've been looking at some of the computer models and I'm encouraged with what I see. And there's enough frequency of some of these rains that it's going to make it so we can start to tamp down the drought day by day, little by little, maybe even some of the burn bans. I don't want to speak too early or too soon, but I see some real hope on the way. This week, there is a chance of rain in every single day this week. Yes, for us. Yes, the 270. Yes, even the 502 and the 606 and all the rest. 615? Yeah, sure. Middle Tennessee? Sure. The 901, that's West Tennessee? Yeah. I mean, it's looking good. Some of you got rain today, which is phenomenal and which is just terribly needed. Let's look at the numbers here. How about this? A high of 81. 81. Yesterday's high was 94. Well, that's a 13-degree difference right there, thanks to the clouds and the showers that we had. This is what, of course, everything I'm showing you is right here at the airport. The airport is right there, right outside my window. Well, not the runway, but the airport. It's close because that's where I live now, next to the airport. And let me tell you, it came a good one. And I was out around today for a time with my good buddy DW, Danny Wilson, who lives in Glasgow. And we were out and about around the area this afternoon, just riding around like we do sometimes on a Saturday or Sunday. And we ran into some showers, and there were some pretty good ones, even some thunderstorms. I'm like, yes, yes, this is what we need. Look at this 50. Yeah, says 50, but it's half an inch of rain. 50 hundredths, if you want to call it. We never call it that. Half inch of rain. 5/10, half inch of rain officially at the Bowling Green Airport. I'll show you some of the mesonet numbers here in a moment, where some of you got more than that. Others did not, but your time is going to come. This week, things change. Everything changes, not just the seasons from summer to fall, which takes place tomorrow. Tomorrow's the first official day of fall, but the pattern changes to a wet and unsettled pattern. Thank the Lord. It has been way too long. Okay, here's a look at radar. Current time is 6:51. The rains right now have left Bowling Green. The air is pretty stable at the moment, having been worked over by the showers and the thunderstorms that came by earlier. What we're seeing right now are new this here's a line of showers that's developing, and from time to time we're going to have these there's a nice little low level jet. There's some mid level instability. And what we're getting there simply in, in less technical terms, there is a little trough, there's a little disturbance that is touching off some of these showers and thunderstorms over toward, well, Burnside Marina, Somerset, down Highway 90, down toward Monticello and Wayne County, Albany there in Clinton County, down 127 is getting some of those thunderstorms. And then as you head down Tennessee 111, down to Byrdstown and Salina, down that way, are you getting some lightning with some of those thunderstorms toward the Nashville area? And there's more of those that are coming up from the south, as you can see, south of Nashville, down to Murfreesboro, Spring Hill, Centerville, Dixon, and just kind of scattered about. And there is even a little gust front. You see this? Notice it right there. That's a little gust front. See it? And it's about to combine with one right there. Look at that. Colliding gust fronts. That's cool. That's one of those nerdy things in weather that I look at and I go, ooh, that's cool. Now, what's likely to develop along those two gust fronts together, going opposite directions and running into each other? We could see enhanced development of something down there toward the Nashville area. I know that wasn't very well drawn, but you see now, look down toward Spring Hill. Look, as that gust front to the right combined with the gust front to the left, look what happens with down at Spring Hill. These things just blow up. Look at that. See it? That's what happens when you have colliding gust fronts with, and what happens is these gust fronts come from thunderstorms that are just raining themselves out. And that's what's happening. Okay. So back to Kentucky, Southern Kentucky and the 270, not much going on. And I think tonight will be pretty quiet, although I do foresee some redevelopment even tomorrow morning as you get up and go to work. There will be some rounds of thunderstorms in the morning, and then I think we could see more thunderstorms in the afternoon. And as I mentioned earlier today, and if you saw my social media post, there could be some storms that might come close to being strong to severe. We didn't really have anything today, but it certainly is possible tomorrow and the next day. Okay, don't pay attention to that. I got to update this. Let me do an update and let's go. Here's today. All right, now here's tomorrow. Let me make sure this is the very latest. It's doing an update here. I'm doing a refresh because I want to get you the latest information on the severe weather threat. It's taking a moment. So while it's updating, let me go to this. And here is the latest on projected rainfall here in Southern Kentucky, Middle Tennessee for the next 7 days. This is not all at once. This is going to be collectively. So I want you to understand that. So when you look at this, you're like, whoa. But then you look down here, it's days 1 through 7, tomorrow through next Monday, the 29th. Projected collected rainfall is going to be anywhere. You look at the colors. This is the next level up from red, which is 3 to 4. It's now looking at 4 to 5 inches of rain, and a little spot right there that's in that orange, that's right there on the Cumberland Plateau, say the Lake Cumberland area, Dale Hollow Lake, and that area. How about 5 to 7? What? For real? 5 to 7 inches of rain within the next week? Maybe. These are, keep in mind, these are projections, and this would be a collection of rain events over a 1 week period. Now, In some of these cases, like some of you saw today, you could get an inch or two of rain with one storm. Remember, this happened back in April, where you would get one storm and get a couple of inches of rain out of that one storm. Well, that's possible, especially I'm looking at Wednesday. Wednesday looks to be a little more in the way of an active weather day, if you want to call it that, and a day in which we could get a little bit more in the way of heavy rainfall. Wednesday. But collectively over the next week, yes, the potential, underscore the word potential, is there from 3 to 4 inches of rain, but maybe even 4, 5, or 6 in some spots. Anytime between tomorrow and next Monday, the 29th. Isn't that crazy? We just go from being so dry. Whoops. Okay, so that I was trying to show you that. But anyway, let's show you this since this is the one that came up. I'll show you the rainfall map here in just a moment. Okay, here's tomorrow. Severe weather threat, level 1, low end, severe weather marginal risk goes all the way down in the middle Tennessee, even it looks like to about Huntsville, Alabama, and then all the way up 65, all the way up 75, across I-40 and 24, and then all the way up north of Covington into much of Ohio, level 1. Some of this we may see in the morning, but I think the more active, if there's going to be a severe weather threat, it's going to be tomorrow afternoon and early evening. No tornado threat, okay? Or I don't like to say no tornado threat. I like to say almost non existent tornado threat, near zero. I don't ever like to say zero because you never know. Damaging wind, again, would be the primary threat if we get a severe thunderstorm tomorrow, Monday. Okay. Hail, eh. All right. Let's go to Tuesday. Here's Tuesday's outlook. It's more west, and that's because of the placement. There's an upper low, then there's going to be a low near the ground, low pressure system. The two will be disconnected. And because of that, we're going to have this low level jet that I talked about earlier that is going to help kick in enough instability during the afternoon with a little heating to maybe cause a few stronger storms from about Bowling Green back to Madisonville, Paducah, West Kentucky, Boot Hill, Missouri, Arkansas, Middle and West Tennessee, parts of Mississippi. All right. And the primary threat, again, would be a damaging wind threat. Okay. Now, as far as Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there's nothing there yet. But there will be rain on those days. I can tell you that. All right. So now let's go back. Now I'm going to show you okay, it did a timeout on me. Let me show you the rain projection that I was talking about, and I thought I was on it, but now I'm on it. There it is. Now check that out. Isn't that crazy? I mean, look at this. Let me zoom in a little more. I mean, look at that right there. This is phenomenal. This is showing, here we go, days 1 through 7 starting tomorrow and going through next Monday, the 29th. During that time, collectively, according to the scale over here on the left, we could be looking at 3 to 4, maybe 5 to 7 in some spots right there, the Cumberland Plateau, could see collectively 5 to 7 inches of rain starting tomorrow and all the way through next Monday. Wow. That's really, really phenomenal. And good news is it's not going to happen all at once. That's that's exactly what we need. All right. Let's go to the maps and I'll show you what's going on. I just did a refresh. Let me zoom in so we see Kentucky. Here we are. Right now, there's Bowling Green, there's Nashville, there's Louisville. Okay. Here's the Mississippi River, there's the Wabash River, there's the Ohio River, da 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 da. Okay, here we go. The green indicating showers, even as I mentioned, a few overnight tonight. The heavier rain will be back here towards St. Louis overnight tonight, early tomorrow morning. Then, as you get ready to go to work, go to school in the morning, scattered showers and maybe a few thunderstorms as I go on the air at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning on News 40 Sunrise. Probably I'll be showing you a radar that's got some thunderstorms on it tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Here we go into 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Better coverage and better rainfall. Uh, this is where we could see possibly a strong storm or two tomorrow afternoon. Here's 7 o'clock tomorrow, still with that trough, still with that disturbance, and the upper low and the disconnect from the upper low to the low level low that will form, especially as we get into Tuesday. Look at the coverage here Tuesday. Wow, that's nice. It has been such a long, long time since we've seen this. Here we go into Tuesday night. Still pretty good coverage of rain. Here's Wednesday with the ripples of low pressure riding along a somewhat stationary boundary to the west. Good cover. I think Wednesday is when we're going to see our heaviest rainfall. Here's Thursday morning. The low moves right over West Kentucky. And around it, look at all this. Piece of energy, piece of energy, piece of energy, piece of energy. 4 pieces of energy right there, wringing out like a sponge, wringing out the atmosphere. Here we go into Friday, possibly a little, somewhat of a, not a break, but at least not as heavy rain with that disturbance you see there from the low that then moves up, say, toward southern Ohio, Wilmington, that area. And even into Saturday, look at this. That's the upper low. That's the cutoff low pressure system that's just drifting. It has nothing to push it. No upper air jet stream. It's cut off from the jet stream. So it's just going to drift. And it's going to continue to present rain chances for us. Let's see. This is next Sunday. Let me go back. It doesn't want to load the weather data, but there is the low. It'll be over in eastern Kentucky. This will likely still be painted in with some rain, even next Sunday. That's great. This is the best news in weather that I have given you in weeks and weeks and weeks. All right. Let's go to the blender. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to do that. Let me go back up and do Mesonet because I forgot to do that. I was going to show you some rainfall totals. Right now, as of 7:06, some rain-cooled air thanks to the thunderstorms and showers we picked up today. Right now, 60s, low 70s. Let's check out precipitation. Let's go past 24 hours. Look at here. Barron County, half inch of rain, 53 hundredths. At the Mesonet sensor that's located in Bon Air. That's about, as the crow flies, about 5 miles south and west of Glasgow. 36 hundredths of an inch of rain at the Corvette plant sensor. 6 tenths of an inch of rain at the Mesonet sensor, the rain gauge at the Western Ag Expo Center out in the big field there next to the Parkway, or 165 is where it's located. That's great. And then a half inch, as I mentioned, at the airport. Look at that. Half inch plus Butler County, Morgantown, half inch plus in Russellville, almost a half inch in Franklin, a quarter inch thereabouts in Scottsville. Look at this. Almost an inch of rain in Todd County, Elkton. Boy, I know you're loving that. Half inch of rain plus in Muhlenberg County. 2 tenths to a quarter inch. That would be Litchfield, Ohio County. Both of you got something. I mean, everybody got something. I mean, even over here in Metcalfe County, 400s, but you got something. Tompkinsville, you kind of missed out. So did Burkesville, Cumberland County, Adair County. Half of Greene County missed out. But some of you will pick up, even though you didn't pick up anything today, you will pick up some tomorrow and the next few days. So if you did not pick up rain today, it's coming. It's coming. Hang in there. Yeah, let's see here. So here is Sherry, Deanne, Amos, Shane. Got a little over a half inch in Jetson. That would be in Butler County. Southern Butler County is where Jetson, well, sort of southern, central southern Butler County. That's where Jetson is located. You got a half inch of rain. Way to go, Sherry. Let's see. Who else? Ronald. 77 hundredths at Sugar Mill Road. I'm trying to remember where Sugar Mill Road is. I know a lot of roads, but my brain is not telling me where Sugar Mill Road is. Ronald, if you could get in the Facebook comments and just put in what county that is. Oh, it's in Plano. Is that right? Plano? Plano. Okay, Ronald. Thank you. That was quick. You listened to me. That's great. Thank you. So Sugar Mill Road in Plano, that's here in Warren County. He picked up over 3/4 of an inch of rain. That's awesome. All right. I love you guys that have your own rain gauges. It helps. Okay, let's go to now the model blender, and you're going to love this. Look at this. Mid 80s tomorrow and Tuesday, low 80s Wednesday. That's when the heavier rain, I think, will come in. But rain every single day this week. And look at those highs. Upper 70s Thursday and Friday, and then low 80s for next weekend and into the beginning of the following week, which will then be, this is the 1st of October right here, and a high of 83. Yes, it's above normal, but at least it's not 90s. I don't see any more 90s. It still may take a little bit to cool down, but once we get cool, I think we're going to stay there. But these are some really good numbers. Really good numbers. I don't know why that happened, but sorry. Okay. So there you go. I know that was kind of long. I'm sorry. I went 30 minutes. Didn't mean to go that long, but hey, we have some weather to talk about. We have some rain to talk about. And you see, the radar is getting more active. And that's what I want to see. I'm tired of looking at a blank radar. It's boring. It's like, come on, do something, especially since we need the rain. Remember, we won't get a new drought update until Thursday, but I'm hoping that by Thursday, we will see some improvement, maybe not eradicating the drought, but at least some improvement. Burn bans, look, I'm not in control of those. We will have to let the local municipalities in each county, it's up to them. It's not up to me. So, burn bans, once we get a little more beneficial rain in here and it gets really damp and really wet, then I think some of them will go away. But you can watch us on News 40, you know, right there on News 40 every day. And I do this map every day, the one that shows the burn bans, the drought monitor. I'll show it tomorrow and we'll keep up with it every single day this week. That's how you'll know whether there's a burn ban or not. And then hopefully we can start erasing some of those counties that are under a burn ban. But I can tell you that starting October 1st, and this happens every year, starting October 1st, every single county in the state of Kentucky, in the Commonwealth, will be under a burn ban. It happens every October 1st. It's the fall and cold season burn ban because everything is so dry and dead that each year the state of Kentucky issues that burn ban for all 120 counties every October 1st. So at that point, everybody goes under a burn ban. Just want you to know that. All right, you guys have a great evening. Thank you for watching as always. I will see you tomorrow in the morning at 6 a.m. on News 40 Sunrise. Then again, our new show, which is at 9 a.m. on WNKY News 40. And then, of course, again at noon tomorrow. In the meantime, God bless. Thanks for watching.